All right, thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited to be presenting to you, and thank you for taking the time and joining us this evening. My name is Eva, and I'll quickly introduce myself before um, we can move ahead with the presentation so you know a little bit about me as we go, and then you can frame your questions accordingly. Okay. It can be a challenge sometimes. Funny. Okay, so this is me. I am an international recruitment and admissions coordinator for Wilfrid Laurier University, and also a very recent grad. I graduated from honors BA psychology and my a minor in leadership. I have also been very involved on campus, and I've gotten a lot of opportunities of exploring, different options and different part-time employments. One of them was being a campus ambassador. And that way I was able to represent Laurier at different platforms as a student as well. And that really helped me launch my career in a lot of ways. I have also been the co-founder of Laurier's very first women's cricket team. And I know in our Indian subcontinent, we are big on cricket. And when I came here, cricket wasn't a thing for women yet. But I was able to meet up with some like-minded people and got a lot of support from the men's cricket team at Laurier and other leaders at Laurier, and they helped us launch our very first women's cricket team, and we ended up playing a lot of regional and national tournaments. It's super exciting. I am excited to be here because I will be able to give you the student perspective as well, which I found very valuable in my journey when I was choosing a university and study abroad options, especially in Canada. So I'd be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. All right, so let's hit the road. This is quick agenda. So we're going to talk about our university locations and campuses. We're going to talk about residence, co-op, international student opportunities, and other experiential learning opportunities. Then we're going to talk about the academics, and then English proficiency requirement, tuition, scholarship, and questions. This is just for you to know that a lot of answers to the questions that you might already have will come soon into the presentation. But despite that, if you have any questions, keep writing them. All right. So with Wilfrid Laurier, we really pride ourselves as a truly Canadian university. What we mean by that is that we are so strong on community. We support each other and we help each other thrive in every way possible. And this I only realized when I came here, and when I interacted with people and I felt welcomed into the community. I never had a feeling that I was somebody who does not belong here. So Laurier did a great job of supporting me and providing me with opportunities, and a very supportive community to actually, pursue those opportunities into great things that happen for me. So let's chat about our campuses. Our campuses, we have multiple of them, but two of the main campuses are Waterloo Campus and Branford Campus. So Waterloo Campus is on the larger side, whereas Branford Campus is a little smaller. Waterloo has around 17,800 students, and Branford has around 3,600. These are only 1 hour away from each other, and they are not more than an hour from the Pearson Toronto airport. So it's very easy to go back and forth between those. So let's chat about Waterloo first. Waterloo is a wonderful, wonderful city for students because it's very student oriented already. Like it was mentioned earlier that we share the city with University of Waterloo as well. And we have a lot of great things that happen together, including our double degree programs that we'll explore later. But so there's University of Waterloo, and there's Conestoga College, and there's Wilfrid Laurier University. So all these students from all three universities make a great place to live here, because, you know, since majority of the city is full with students, you can imagine that the city has actually, you know, turned its ways around to make it more supportive for students, and make more opportunities, created more employment, and created more community support initiatives that our students can use. It's also called Canada's Innovation City because we have big offices of a lot of tech companies here. We have Google, we have Deloitte, and we have Velocity as well, which is like an incubation for a lot of startups and entrepreneurship ventures. This makes a great place for students to receive their co-op opportunities, or, you know, even internship opportunities. So if you're into tech and innovation, Waterloo is again a great place for you as a city. So these are some pictures. I'd just like to mention that it's so easy to find your way around because the public transit system is so great. You can literally get from one place to the other in buses, and all you need for that is your student card. So you just tap it on the bus and walk. I remember exploring the city, getting lost a lot. All I needed was was the navigation on my phone and my student card, and I was able to learn a lot by myself. It's a great way to, you know, be independent and be and learn more about the place that you're in, the person that you have become, and grow more. Some of these pictures, they look very like, you know, people are closely together. Don't worry, these were before the pandemic, and we're currently definitely following the public health guidelines. So this is the bird eye view of the Waterloo campus. As you can see, it's on one city block. So it's literally so easy from getting to one end of the campus to the other. You can literally go in less than 10 minutes. So it's easier to get to your classes. It's easier because, you know, you cannot walk around campus one day without bumping into somebody you already know. So it's very good place to make friends and, you know, interact with people. So again, some pictures from the campus, and just would like to let you know that we are very student focused, very safety focused, and we have a lot of student support available that we'll be mentioning further in the presentation. From Branford campus. Our Branford campus is beautifully woven into the fabric of the city, Branford. It's not based on one city block like Waterloo, but it's spread out throughout the city. So it's like the Branford campus makes half the city, which is really cool because Branford campus has added a lot to the beauty of the city, and the city has therefore, you know, reciprocated with a lot of wonderful opportunities for students to get involved in the community, get jobs, get experiential hands-on learning experience, and, you know, graduate with a lot of things on their resume to share with their potential employers. So like I mentioned, lots of opportunities, lots of beauty, architectural attractions, and a lot of new things to explore. There's a very new YMCA that has opened. It's like a fitness center that Brantford City and Laurier share, and they have some really new advanced tech machines for the students to use. One of them is the treadmills with like screens on it, which show Netflix, and our Branford students keep bragging about those. It's really fun to have. So that's the bird eye view of the Branford campus. Like I said, it's all spread around. And since our student population of Branford is smaller, the class sizes are also smaller, which is great. You get a lot of one-to-one time with your professor, which you get in Waterloo Campus as well. It's just in a little different way. But you can see how spread out and accessible it is. Let's quickly chat about the residence. So it's living in residence is one of the very important aspects of being a university student, because it sort of gives you an opportunity at hand to make friends, to explore the campus in a very guided way, and to access opportunities easily and to stay informed as well. So I stayed in residence in my first year, and that really helped me to sort of grow and access opportunity, which I feel I otherwise would not have known if I didn't keep myself engaged in residence. Even residence gives a lot of opportunities for students to get involved, which I'll discuss shortly. So I will tell you what I absolutely love. So there are a lot of educational workshops and certificate programs for our first year students. For example, I was very interested in leadership, and the leadership certificate had popped out as an opportunity, and I took it and I absolutely loved it. Not only did it help build my resume, but it also helped me understand the essence of taking an initiative, and how much a leadership opportunity can help your experience. So because of that, I got confidence to apply to be a community representative on my floor. And as an international student, it's a great opportunity to live with Canadian students and make those lifelong friendships. And when you take a leadership role in residence, you get to interact not only with the students but also the staff and the department, which it helps you network, it helps you make connections, and that way you can access more employment opportunities and learn from people who have amazing things to teach you. When you're in residence, you are not alone. You are mentored by an upper year student, so they live with the students, and each upper year mentor, who is also called a don, they sort of guide you throughout. They kind of take care of you, not in the sense that they'll do your things for you and do your chores. That is something that you have to learn to do by yourself, and learn to be independent. But they will be your first point of contact for questions, for any troubles that you might have, whether it be personal or academic or any sort of troubles. They are there for you. And fun fact, I have also been a don, and it's a very fun job. So once you are done with your first year, you can also apply to be a don. So that way you get to live in the residence and live your first year all over again while supporting the students. So there are two styles of residence that we offer on our Waterloo campus. There's dormitory style and there's apartment style. So the only difference is that with dormitory style, you don't have a kitchen in the room, but you'll be sharing like a common lounge with students. You can still cook, but you'll mainly be accessing the dining hall and the food court. With apartment style residence, you share, it's like an apartment, of course, it's like a flat, and you'll be sharing kitchen, you'll be sharing the washrooms and the common living space with 4 to 5 people, or even 3 sometimes. The good thing is that when you apply for these residence rooms, right, you get to put your preference in, and we try a lottery system and try our best to, give you your preference. But if not, you also get to put a second preference, which is great. So that is a little bit about residence. There's so living in apartment, you will definitely have to cook a little more than living in dormitory style, but it's good because you can cater to your own needs. But this doesn't mean you won't have access to dining hall or food court. So our Branford residences, we only have apartment style. And like I said, you have access to all food places on campus, and in both Waterloo and Branford campuses, you get to use your one card, which is your student ID card, which has money loaded on it. So you don't have to use real money, and you can just tap your card around and get your food. So let's chat about our student experience. We are a very diverse community, not in terms of just different backgrounds, but also nationalities. We have students from over 90 different nations at Laurier, and it's amazing how how much knowledge and how much richness that each student joins us brings in. If you come here, and when you come here, you are not going to be a number. That is something that we don't appreciate at all. When you come here, you are an individual who we value, who we support, who we set up for success. So once you come here, Laurier is very big on getting involved. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. Some part-time jobs I've mentioned already, but there are over 250 student-led clubs and associations that you can join and be a part of, be a leader of eventually, and also just learn from. Like, we have all different clubs and associations from different aspects, like sports, arts, dance, music, fun, debate, theater, and so many. Just that's 250, so you can imagine the diversity of that. But again, even if you feel like there's something that you really want to have but it doesn't exist yet, we offer something where you can come in with a couple of friends of yours who have similar interests. You can come together and start your own club, which is really exciting, because that's a great opportunity for you to do what you want. That's why we say there is something for every student at Laurier, and you will never feel like there's nothing here for you. Alrighty, so our career services is something that I really like, because we say that once a golden hawk, always a golden hawk. Even when you graduate, you still have access to all the career services throughout your lifetime. So let's say 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you feel like, oh, I need to change my career, or I need to do a master's program or a PhD program, and you need a little advice. You can always walk into our career office and chat with them. As far as our current students are concerned, Career Center offers great workshops and great opportunities for students to build their resume, to write cover letters, to get prepared for interview. And all these little workshops, 4 to 5, they combine together and make something called the career certificate. And there's also something called the employability certificate. It has workshops which teach you networking, and also making connections on LinkedIn, and how to use your LinkedIn to its best potential. These are just some examples of how these work. And they also hold like mock interviews for you before you actually go for your interview. So their motto is to get you prepared for your career. And Career Center is also a great place to go and talk about your current program. If you're loving it, great. If you're not, what are the other options? What could you do? So it's a great counseling center like that as well. Laurier has a lot of experiential learning opportunities. So there's co-op program that we're going to talk about very shortly, but there's also a lot of community and workplace partnerships that Laurier has made, which means that you get experiential learning opportunities with a lot of courses at Laurier. They have something called the community service learning component, where you attend classes, but also simultaneously every week for a couple of hours, minimum 2, you go out and you volunteer outside, and then whatever you learn from that, you bring it to your class, and then take the knowledge from the class, and we go back and forth like that, and ask questions to your professors. I remember doing that for one of my courses. It was developmental psychology. And whatever I used to learn in class, I would go outside and, explore that. I used to volunteer at a school, help little kids, tutor them. And if I had any questions and if something didn't make sense, I loved that I could come back to my professor, and ask my questions. And I think asking questions, that having that safe space to learn is very, very important for students to grow. So co-op program, one very fun fact about us is that you don't actually have to sign up for co-op when you come in, during your admission. You get your first full year to prepare yourself for a great co-op interview, for a great, co-op opportunity. And then in the beginning of your second year, you as in every undergraduate student from all the programs that offer co-op will have opportunity to apply for co-op. So all you have to do for that is have a very good, understanding of what the co-op program is and what you're applying for, but definitely have a good GPA and meet the minimum requirement that we need for you to get into co-op. And you also have to have a great resume, which you will have one whole year to build. And even your high school experiences count. So we're not going to ignore something very fun that you've done in your high school. And there's an interview process. So once you give an interview for co-op and when you get selected, that's when you enter the co-op program. And that's when you go and, with Laurier's help, you start applying for different co-op opportunities and then try for jobs. And it's great because you earn anywhere between $640 to, $800, $850 or more than that each week. And that's great for students. It's very helpful because you get to sort of support your education in a way, or at least pay your own expenses. And it's 4 months of internship, but like a paid internship. So that's great. You can learn and you can earn money at the same time while also being a current student. And the great part is that it doesn't extend your studying. You will still graduate in your 4 years. Sometimes you might take an extra semester depending on which program you are in, but it doesn't make that big of a difference at all. So how co-op works, it works differently for all programs. So for BBA, you will be working in the last semester of your second year, second semester of your third year, and the first semester of your fourth year. Some of our students like to take extra terms just so that they can have a break, but it's not necessary. It's totally up to you. Something that is very important to us is you as a student. We value you, we value your health, your wellness, and it's so important that to us that when you come here, you are well, not just physically and mentally, but also socially, financially. We have great support available for you. We have Student Wellness Center, which takes care of your physical and mental health. They have a lot of workshops as well, which, you can get a certificate in mental wellness, which I think is really cool. We support cultural learning as well. So there's an intercultural learning certificate that you can do as well. And all these are in addition to your degree. So just imagine how rich you can make your resume like that. We have a very big athletics center where, you can go work out, and there are dance workshops. There's a yoga workshop. There are different exercise groups that happen. There's an Olympic size swimming pool. There's a rock climbing wall. There are squash courts. The opportunities are just endless. And that is what I love about Laurier. Like I mentioned before, there's something for everybody here. And just to support your finances, we also have something called Dollars and Cents, which is a workshop to help you get the financial literacy that you need as an international student when coming here. So that is something really fun that we have. Varsity teams, we have professional teams as well. So if you are qualified to join these, you would be more than welcome to join these. But if you're not, so much of a pro in sports, that's okay too. We have something called the Intramurals that happen. So that way you can really explore the sports, but just for fun. There are different tiers in sports. So there's like a pro level, and there's less pro, and there's, there's just a beginner and just fun level. So you can try new sports that way. Let's talk about international student support. I know this is a big one for everybody. So when you decide to come here, right before coming, you will be paired up with an international student leader who will be like your mentor in the beginning. And they'd be your first point of contact for any kind of, questions that you might have. Excuse me. We host a lot of cultural events and a lot of fun trips for our students. And we, as in Laurier International, which is the international office, I remember in my first year when I came, they took us to Niagara Falls just to explore, around the city and see the falls. It's a very big tourist attraction. And then they gave us the opportunity to go to a camping experience, which was absolutely heavenly. We got stargazing, we learned how to canoe, we sat by the campfire, talked about our stories and where we came from and what our families are like and what our dreams and aspirations are, and sharing that moment with other international students who are also far away from their families. It was really valuable, and it did make a lot of difference in making friends and connecting with people around. Again, every week Laurier International holds coffee cups and other events where students can interact with other students and staff and get all the international support that they want. We also have international student advisors who are your point of contact if you're having any kind of academic difficulties, or if you're struggling to adjust in any way, and they'd be able to help you and guide you to the resources that might help you. And they also provide immigration advising. They're no immigration police, but they're just trained to answer your questions and guide you. Working in Canada as an international student is a great thing that happens at Laurier, because Laurier gives us the opportunity just exclusively for international students to gain Canadian work experience. It's called the ISWEP program. So ISWEP as an international student work experience program, which really helped me personally to explore different departments at Laurier and gain experience and get trained in how to be a good Canadian employee. And and just because I was an ISWEP student, I was a student employee, didn't mean that I didn't get to contribute to any department. I worked very closely in the sustainability office of Laurier with their initiatives, with their marketing, with their research and planning. And I also worked with academic outreach and help them in very different ways. So it's not that they are helping you, but it's also you helping them. So it's a very valuable opportunity for both Laurier and for Laurier students. Our professors are one of the best people. I've had wonderful experiences learning from my professors. Most of them are award-winning people who are still currently researching, and they have so many opportunities for students to come in and join into their research. And this is something that we pride ourselves on as well, because Laurier is one of the leaders in this education industry who provides opportunities for undergraduate students to get involved in research. And it's not very common, because usually the graduate students have more access to research and research doesn't only mean in the science field, but literally all the fields, all the different faculties. So it's a great opportunity for our students to interact with the professors that way. The classes eventually get smaller after your first year, and even in the bigger classes in the first year, every professor has something called the office hours, which sort of help you interact with them. Our professors like to say that they like an open door policy where the student can just walk in, even if it's just to say hi. Professors love that. You don't always have to have questions. You can just go introduce yourself and talk about life. And I've done that a lot of times, and that's how I love to think about it, that professors are not these like huge scary people who are going to judge you, who are going to scrutinize you, but there's somebody there to support your learning and to help you grow. I am quickly going to take a sip of water because staying hydrated is important. Thank you. for your patience. Let's talk about what programs you're going to be exploring. I absolutely love this slide because, you as students are at a point in your journey where you might not know what you want to do, right? And that's okay, because when I was in your place, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So this slide is like a roadmap for you to, think about what you might want to do, as in there are different fields listed. You might know which field you might want to go to, or which career path that you want to choose, but you might not know how to get there. So feel free to take a screenshot of the screen, and this is not the dead end of all. This is not to tell you, oh, you have to take this, but it's just to tell you this is your roadmap, and this you can use for your guideline. For example, if if you're looking at government and international affairs, there are different ways to get there. So you might want to take econ, you might want to take global studies, or or criminology, or BBA. So just different pathways for you to explore. So definitely feel free to take a screenshot of the screen very quickly. Alrighty, I'm going to move on. This is one of the most exciting parts about your degree at Wilfrid Laurier University. You get to design it. Can you imagine? The fun fact is that I was able to design my degree, and I am so happy with it because it's a great way to customize your experience, because it's your experience, so you get to write your story, right? So what I did, I will tell you in terms of my experience. So I chose my program, which was psychology in the beginning, and psychology is a very flexible degree because you get to take a lot of electives. So I started taking courses along with psychology in different fields like global studies, religion, history. I took courses in languages and leadership, and I realized that I really liked leadership. So I started taking more courses in leadership with the free elective credits that I had. And then I ended up with 6 courses in leadership, which gave me a leadership minor. So it's like an addition to your degree. And if I did 2 more courses, which is 8 courses in leadership option, which is like an enhanced minor, we call option. So there are different minors and options that you can add to your major. And these include and this doesn't have to be from your same faculty, it can be from anywhere across campus. And some of the options include sustainability option, culture option, legal studies, and there are just so many options that I can't remember at the top of my head, but I would definitely love for you to explore those, because it's a great way to design your experience. And you're not alone in this. As you do it, we have wonderful academic faculty specific advisors who help you customize your experience. I'm quickly going to touch upon different faculties that we have, and I don't want to take more of your time because I want you to have time to ask questions. So I just want to mention that our programs at our business school, which is one of our very top and very popular faculty that we have. Something about this is that the courses here are accredited by AACSB, which is Association of Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business. And this designation is only held by less than 5% business schools in the whole world, and Laurier is one of them. So that is something super great. Our co-op program of business faculty is one of the most popular ones across Canada because it's the biggest one, and we have a 97% employment rate for co-op for our business students. Faculty of Science also offers co-op, and like I mentioned before, great research opportunities starting your very first year. So when you come in, in sciences, you get something called the prep credit. So prep is for you to sort of, it's like an extra credit. It's a research opportunity which you can participate in. So let's say if your exam is 100%, you get that 2 extra percent, 102%, to sort of get that extra bump in your grade. So those 2% will come from your participation in research. So in a way, sometimes it's like an incentive, but it's also, a great opportunity if you are into research and sciences. It's a great way to kick off your research journey that way. Faculty of Arts, super flexible degrees under that. We offer 225 undergraduate courses, majors under Faculty of Arts. And we have innovation labs that you can participate in and, work on your entrepreneurship and your innovation skills. Faculty of Music, very popular among Canadian students, especially. They hold around 100 concerts every single year for within and outside Laurier, and they are just exceptional. It's a very prestigious degree, and I know some of my friends from India and otherwise have also been a part of the music program and have graduated with flying colors. Faculty of Liberal Arts, wonderful faculty based in our Branford campus. They offer a lot of experiential learning opportunities for all programs, and co-op would be available for programs like design and user experience. We also have a lot of seminars, professional development and skill building ones, and one of the great pathways that we offer is a Bachelor of Arts degree and a law degree in partnership with University of Sussex in London in 6 years. So in 6 years, you will be completing 2 degrees, which is great, but and especially because it's a law degree. And otherwise, if you do it otherwise, it's going to take a little more time. So it's great, and you have to fly to London after a point to complete your law degree. So you get to live in 2 countries and learn from both universities. Faculty of Human and Social Sciences, again, wonderful experiential learning options. And my leadership minor belonged to this faculty, so they have great things to offer. Our Faculty of Social Work has very high reputation, and they are accredited by Canadian Association for Social Work Education, which is a formal designation, which is really helpful as you go ahead in your degree and graduate with it. I know that was a lot of information thrown at your way, but I'm going to run quickly through the next couple of slides. These are just some pathway programs to get into Laurier. So let's say if you do not, fully meet the requirements of a program, you can enter Laurier through Wilfrid Laurier International College, do your 1 year with extra support and extra preparation there. And in your second year, you can jump to Laurier and continue here. And if you do not meet your English proficiency requirement, that's okay too. You can join our LEAF program, our English and Academic Foundation program, and do that for however long you need as recommended by the university, and then join in so that you're prepared for us. Okay, how to apply. So you'll be applying on OUAC UAC, which you use for all Ontario universities, I believe. I highly recommend you to download our view book and also go to our website, super easy, wlu.ca/international. Explore admissions there, explore programs there, and don't forget to go on the Meet with Us page and book an appointment which says meet with a recruiter, and I'm one of those. If you'd like to speak to me personally and have more questions, please go ahead. Feel free to book that appointment, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you, or my colleagues will. All right. Scholarship and finances, lots and lots of scholarship opportunities for you. These international tuition fees structure, it changes every year, so it's not constant. But for now, you can plan to spend around 32 to 39 based on your program. Some of the programs have higher fees because of the complexity and because of the size of the program and the competitiveness of the program. So your fees can range from anywhere between $29,000 to $45,000 per year. Entrance scholarship is something that we offer to our students directly. If you have an admission average of 80 and above, you don't have to specially apply for it. It's like a gift from Laurier to you for scoring above 80. And just so you know, it's a one-time scholarship. It's not renewable. But we also have renewable scholarship opportunities. One of them is President's Gold Scholarship. If you have a 95% average or higher, you can score up to $4,000 every single year as long as you maintain your performance. We have Laurier scholarships, especially for international students. It's $40,000, which is redeemable throughout your undergraduate degree. So it's almost covering a lot of your tuition. And Inspiring Life Scholarships is for somebody who has done exceptional things. If you've done something in your life already that portrays leadership and purpose, and if you've done some great volunteering, great entrepreneurship initiatives, or something that you think is exceptional, or if your parents think is exceptional. Sometimes we don't recognize what we do, but our parents know and our friends know and the community knows. Feel free to apply. There's no harm in applying. So I suggest you apply for as many scholarships as possible. Even after you come in, there are a lot of competitive scholarships that you have that you can get. So these are when you fill a certain form every single year. It's called student summary. So, that really helps you sort of get a lot of scholarships. And there's just so much free money waiting for you to apply. So do not hesitate to apply for scholarships. And there are fun scholarships like twin scholarships as well. It's as simple as, if you have a twin, you get money. Like, it's funny in a way, but that's just to tell you that there's a lot of scholarship available, and please feel free to apply. And now I think I'm definitely ready for your questions. Thank you for being patient throughout the presentation, and feel free to contact us and visit our website. Like I said, don't forget to book a meet with us recruiting meeting, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. Over to Renewable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful young person. I was wondering if your bosses know how well versed you are. I was sending a message to Nalini and saying, when you first started, I thought, really young, but you know the university so well. And thank you for being a very articulate person. And thank you so much. Can we go back to the slide with programs and leave that on the screen for a little bit? I have some very serious questions for you to answer. And if you are unable to answer, I can also answer, because I've been associated with Wilfrid Laurier for some time, and going on a decade. So first of all, thank you so much. I'm going to just add a few little things about the Laurier portal, that she's covered every single thing. And the thing that is, it is a very student-centered university. It is a hands-on students' lives. So when I went into their, near the library, there's an office where students can drop in. So these advisors are not just because they have a position. Students do use these services. And I put a couple of students, they're very top students in the program. And they had this desire because they thought they will finish their first year and then move on to University of Waterloo for their program. And then said, no, we love our university. We love Wilfrid Laurier's experience and the connections with the co-op. This is a question that comes up all the time, that I'm not wanting to be in Wilfrid Laurier, right there, if you can just leave it there. I'm going to go to Waterloo because they have more people picking up students. Not true. Over 6,000 employers in Wilfrid Laurier as well. So I want to just go over a couple of things here. You have art and culture, business and finance, community services, environment and sustainability, government, international affairs, law and law enforcement, medicine and health, media and entertainment, and science and technology. Remember that there are a lot of faculties and a lot of programs. If you, I think you made a very beautiful thing, that you could take courses if you are interested in And if you take 6 to 8 courses, you will have a minor or a super minor, as I call it, and that really helps you out. Now, the biggest question for us is, do you have courses that can come in without mathematics? So please do remember that this question is a universal question, always asked in all sessions. And Miss Nalini is here to also help you out if the questions become too directed. The programs that students from India, because India has a very large number of people who do not have mathematics as at the graduation level. So could you please touch on courses that can be taken without mathematics?
Absolutely. So there are a lot of courses that do not require mathematics at a very high level. So you might see that there are a lot of our arts courses which do not require maths, and a lot of our business courses are the ones that mostly require maths. So if you want to get into BBA, you will need math. But other than that, if you're taking a lot of BA courses, do not have a mathematics requirement option. For example, I have a BA in psychology. When I came in, math was just like, it was not a major requirement. And I did IB, and if you're also doing mathematics at the studies level, you that's okay too. You can get in. And I know a lot of students who have come in, who have shown interest in programs which require math. And because they didn't have math, they were given an opportunity to take some of, one or two math courses from the Ontario high school curriculum online. And once they finished and gave, a test for that, those were also considered for admission. So that is one pathway around. And I'd also quickly like to walk you through our program website and tell you, where you can see the requirement of and explore different courses. And these are, these, like I said, it's like a roadmap, and all the white bullet points that you see, those are programs, and all the yellow ones are the career fields that you might want to go into. Um, so Karnaji, if you don't mind me sharing the website, I'll quickly stop sharing the screen and go to the website.
Absolutely.
Until then, feel free to drop in any new questions that you might have.
I'm going to just, while you're doing that, Mohammed has asked, can you tell me how Waterloo is linked with Wilfrid Laurier? First of all, we're both in the same city. University of Waterloo is in the same city as um, Wilfrid Laurier. Wilfrid Laurier is the first university of region of Waterloo, and then the University of Waterloo was born from the from Wilfrid Laurier's professors, and because it used to be more of a liberal arts, humanities type of programming, and then the technical programs were started for University of Waterloo, engineering being one of them in 1957. Now, what has happened with Waterloo is, because there is a desire to learn about that, and because you're all also representing University of Waterloo became the technical part of the Waterloo region. University of Waterloo also then went further and had 100 other programs, but collaborative approach remained. We have double degree programs with the University of Waterloo where students can do remember what she said, it is in the top 6-7 universities of the world for certain accreditation for business program. So you can do your BBA at Wilfrid Laurier, which is one of the top degrees, and do your computer science degree from University of Waterloo. You can do a BBA degree from Wilfrid Laurier and do 13 majors of math at University of Waterloo, making those two relationships amazingly beautiful, because these students get jobs first because they have business acumen, and then they have technical information like statistics. They may have actuarial sciences. They may have computer science or data science. So this combined program is wonderful. And when the researcher panels sit together, both universities sit equally together in developing regional needs and regional things. So I'm just saying that There's a slight cost difference also. Wilfrid Laurier is a little bit more affordable. But in the co-op, which was the biggest issue that students and agents were saying, well, I want to be on the portal of Waterloo's things. Do you think that Microsoft only goes to Waterloo to hire? That is not true. It definitely, Waterloo has more employers, but it is not like there's a difference of 3,000 employers. So I hope, Mohammed, that question has been answered. Go ahead, it's over to you, Eva, and then I'll give you the other questions.
Okay, for sure. Thank you. Before moving on, I just want to make a point saying that no matter which university you go, in Ontario, everywhere you're going to get a great quality of education. There's going to be no compromise with the quality. It's just about you pick a university based on where you feel, that sense of comfort level, that sense of community. You prioritize where you're going to feel at home. Coming to Laurier was a total leap of faith for me, but it's a decision that I think has turned out to be a very valuable one in my life, because Laurier made me feel at home, and that's why, I was more inclined and I never left, even after graduating. So it's really about what ticks for you and what unique what unique thing about a certain institution makes sense for you. That was my little spiel. I'm
No,
going to
but
share my screen.
wonderful point, though. I really do. We have exactly 15 minutes, so I'd like to move on with some
Okay.
questions. Go ahead and show your slide.
Okay, for sure.
And as you're doing that, what if the student has done A levels? What is the criteria for UTP stage 1? We won't be discussing the that program at this stage, Mohammed. You can write to Eva and she will put her email for you. So we are not going to be talking about the Navitas program in here. So go ahead. Do you want?
Can you see my screen clearly?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. And just for that question, I'd like to say that for admissions related questions specifically, I'd rather have you, book an appointment with us, and then we can help you with that. So when you type wlu.ca/international, you will see this page. You can go to programs and academics. And then you go down here and you say browse programs, okay? Right, this is, I think, funny. Great technology.
Yeah,
okay,
always.
Thank God. Okay, cool. So we're gonna look at the blue ones because we want to look at bachelor's and not graduate programs. So you, as you can see, there are so many of these, and the red ones that you see are minor. So for example, let's pick bio for now. So once you open this, it's loading. All right. So there are all the details that you might want about a certain program, and here's the details on admission. So you can see that you can match your requirements with the curriculum requirements. Excuse me. You might want to look at international admission requirements, and there are all sorts of details over here, along with English proficiency and other things. So definitely explore that, and explore these programs, and then check your requirements, and then you can book the appointment. So you have the information that you need, because website has the facts, and we can tell you the other information that is personalized and customized to you. So definitely visit the program that you might want to explore the way that I showed you.
So that's okay. What you have just done is you have said that information is readily available on the website. Even though I would like to say to my counselors, we've got some very powerful counselors, Canadian counselors also here, is that of course, there are programs like BA Biology does not require mathematics, but that doesn't mean that you will never do maths. You will do statistics, etc. You will need to do that. So, and Ms. Renu, for example, is an Edmontonian. Her children have studied from Carleton. She's very familiar with it. But if you are not in that stage where you're not able to find it, Ms. Nalini has put her information. She'll put it again. And Ms. Eva's email and information will also go there. We are one email away from an answer. So please do not feel that you are swimming alone in this deep ocean, because Wilfrid Laurier gets a lot of applications. There are some competitive entry programs, and if the seats are not filled by a certain point, they will look at the averages and help you out, but they will not reduce the standard. We want the students to have appropriate courses to be able to meet the requirements to succeed. Now, Ian has asked a question that you are very charismatic, by the way, unarticulate, but your presentation was good. What a lovely statement, Ian, to have given that information. Do your law degree applications require any special test at the front end? I can answer that question and give it to you. The question, when you are writing the test for getting into law school, is very different. At the start, remember that law school is a two-pronged approach. First, you have to have the base to do the law. LSAT examination will be written after a certain point. So if I'm turning it over to you, if you can give the first 3 steps of becoming a lawyer. Go ahead. If you want my help, I can assist you. Like, they can get into the program and there are no tests. It is after you have completed, and when you come back from your Wales, you come back, that you will write the LSAT examination to become a Canadian lawyer. So there are three parts to this thing: 2 years in Canada, 2 years abroad, then 2 years back in Canada, and then you have 2 degrees. Am I correct with that?
Yes, you're right. So I know this because some of my friends have applied to that program, and like you said, LSATs are given once you're back, once you're done. It's to formalize your law degree. But again, if you want very specific information about it, please send me an email and we'll connect you to the right resources who can answer your question.
Yep, thank you so much. So everyone knows that there's an Avitas agreement with Wilfrid Laurier for students who are not maintaining the averages, and they can come in and they can be part of that. But that's not part of our agreement at this moment. We are working towards direct entry students. How long does Wilfrid Laurier give? This is a very, very important question. And this is from Kush. And I've applied in end of November, beginning of December. When do I get the first response? When do you start communicating with me for admission and the conditional acceptance? Can you please touch on timelines a bit?
For sure. So we have already started processing the international applications, and the offers have gone out already. So if you have applied in November, since holidays are approaching very soon, I would assume if you do not hear before holidays, you should be hearing in the first couple of weeks of January.
Thank you so much. And you do rolling admissions, not block admissions, like Waterloo does block admissions for computer science. They do rolling admissions. So do remember that Waterloo has computer science and Wilfrid Laurier has computer science. And please, you guys make mistakes of thinking that you can go to Wilfrid Laurier's and then transfer over to Waterloo. It is not that. It doesn't work this way. Film studies, question about, is there a film studies program, and can you please touch upon that?
Yes, we do definitely have a film studies program. It falls under the Faculty of Arts. It has a pathway program where you can, eventually go to Vancouver Film School and complete some part of your studying there. Again, I recommend you, for the facts, that you go to the website like I showed you, wle.ca/international, and then explore the programs. Go through the list, go through the requirements, and see what the program has to offer. And then I'll post that. If you have any questions, I'll be here to answer, just an email away.
Yeah, I think that student I have been communicating with, Satvika, I think, did you hear that? She lost her connectivity and she just came back. So I hope you heard that answer, Satvika.
No problem. You can take it over.
Yeah, I lost her, yes.
Just to go back into that thing, the key thing is that what I was saying is make an appointment with Nalini and make an appointment with Eva, have a one-on-one session. Every Friday, Nalini and I do and that do Waterloo ones, and we also do Wilfrid Laurier. So if you need to have, so she lost the connection. Satvika is talking about the film studies. What they're saying is, yes, they have that, and they have a joint program with Vancouver Film School. You can do the first 2 years and have a pathway right to Vancouver Film School, which is the biggest employer, as a matter of fact, 100% employer if you want to make films, and they work with uh, all kinds of Disney and all those groups. So Satvika, please work with Nalini. We have about 7 minutes. I have a few questions on my lovely phone, and I want to speak about this. When we talk about rankings, Eva, and this is a very important thing that I need to, they say there is an elephant in the room, and the elephant is that you sit next to a university which is in the top 5 or 6 in terms of Canadian reputations. What would you say about reputation and rankings of Wilfrid Laurier? And I will also add to your answer. Go ahead, Eva. Please touch
Sure.
on.
This is one of my favorite things to talk about. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's honestly, I have learned after coming here that rankings are something, it's very and this is my perspective, it's on a very surface level, and rankings are very subjective. So I understand where this question is coming from, because even I have grown up in Indian society, and I have looked for universities, and a lot of us considered rankings, but Wilfrid Laurier for me popped out of nowhere. And like I mentioned before, when I came here, ranking wasn't even on my mind. And the fact that University of Waterloo is right beside us, it was never a feeling that, oh, I'm going to, a university that doesn't, have the same ranking in the world. Like, it didn't matter to me, because I know that it's on a very superficial level, like the criteria of ranking. Maybe they're ranking on engineering courses, and Laurier doesn't have engineering. How would that make sense? That if you're looking for top colleges for top colleges in Canada for engineering, WLU is not going to show up because we don't offer engineering, right? And a lot of people might not know this. We have been ranked number 1. Laurier has been ranked number 1 in sustainability for more than 3 years in a row now, and number 1 in student satisfaction for 4 years. So that is something that is rated by a Canadian magazine who is in here, in the community, sees what goes on, and evaluates closely, and it's based upon ranking. It's based upon the numbers that the students have given. It's based upon the student survey. So I think a good good evaluation of a university can be made by its students, and not some external sources which don't know what goes inside and what the essence of the university is. It's with no offense to any of the ranking offices or ranking people, but that's just my take on it, because I think in my education, ranking never mattered.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take it right from there. First of all, I can tell you that the 45 people on the panel right now, there were 54, can tell you that they don't know how the rankings are done. They don't know how QS rankings are evaluated. They're evaluated on number of library books, the endowments, the dollars, the programs. All of the universities of Canada who are between 1 to 100 are medical schools, and neither is Waterloo or Wilfrid Laurier, not medical schools. So rankings are a very factual and some subjective evaluation. Subjective evaluation that comes from Maclean's magazine that Eva referred to is a student's viewpoint, and that is their subjective viewpoint. They're not basing it on, oh, I got 80%, so I'm going to say this. They're saying, this is how I feel on this particular day when that question is asked. So rankings, there was a very important statement that Eva made, which I have a great deal of respect. Not even the most junior college of Canada will give you bad education, because we're highly monitored. These programs are monitored, approved, government follows through. And is the degree going to be good enough for you to go to a master's program at and you're a business student to Sauder School or to Schulich or to Rotman or to De Groot in McMaster. Absolutely. They're looking for students coming out of Wilfrid Laurier to come and do their masters. Can I do research in neurology after my psychology degree at University of Alberta? Absolutely, you can. So there is no restriction in going to the second degree, even if you wanted to go to Stanford, even if you wanted to go to Imperial College in UK. So is the value of the degree able to move you? Now, the next one is when an employer gets that degree, do they know that you have a holistic experience? What makes a degree different from another degree is, did you come with some experience? Will the employer be satisfied in giving you a job and know that it's going to have some starting pains, but you have the base? And the answer is yes. So rankings, subject-specific rankings are different, and you have that's available for you in the Maclean's magazine. Universal rankings from Times, from QS, important, but not important, because remember, we're dealing with all the universities of the world when you're ranking this, making the rankings. So you have to have a staff member who is filling the statistics all the time. For example, a university in Atlantic Province have decided they don't want to have fill out all the statistics, so they don't participate in it. So universities also make a choice of not participating in those kind of ranking. So don't get muffled by a question about, are you ranked? Yes, of course they're ranked, because those degrees are absolutely accepted universally. Put it in your mind that it is a universally recognized undergraduate degree, and the university is over 110 years old. It has behind it experience. It provides you with a great deal of confidence in what is being taught. There is a great deal of research. Students are engaged in it, and students that I have look at it. You've got an example. Eva was recommended by us to go to Wilfrid Laurier, and here she is with Sita, and she did all of her research. So these degrees work, and they're fantastic. Don't get stuck on some superficial place. Of course, if you're looking for an engineering degree, you want to have the top university because you want to do research, you want to do co-op. That's where the rankings come in handy for University of Waterloo. But in terms of our spatial relationship with this university, Wilfrid Laurier holds is set very high for the Bachelors of Business Administration, programs related to game development, program related to BA Biology, etc., because their partner university or their second university in the community is not uh, uh, is not doing it. Renu has said something very nice. Ranking is something is important for Indian students, and this is exactly how Renu, who is also Canadian, who also sent her children to Carleton, explains it to students. So please, if you have run into an issue, talk to each other, but talk to Miss Nalini, talk to Miss Sita, talk to Miss Eva, and we will help you with that question. We have now exactly 6 minutes left. If you have any questions, please speak to us. We can do that, but I will need last 2 or 3 minutes to say goodbye to all the people who have joined us. I've really appreciated that you have stayed with in and out of the internet, and people have been writing to us on the thing, oh God, I got kicked out. And when you are logging in from Africa, so you have people from Zimbabwe, you have people from Kenya, you have people from Uganda, you have people from Middle East, from Pakistan, you have got a lot from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So you have a lot of people that have come to hear you. So I would like to start, there's no question waiting, to say thank you to you, Eva. Thank you for taking on this challenge. And people are really happy with the information that has been given. So if there are any questions, Eva has given her email, Nalini has given her email, and we should also give one more email for Kajal or for Achim so people can contact us. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Sita for a moment. Ms. Sita, can you please take over?
Yeah, I would like to thank Eva for taking time out on early morning. I don't know, it must be about what, 9 in the
8:30.
morning? Yeah. So thank you for taking time out for and addressing all our questions. Even though many of us on this platform are familiar with Wilfrid Laurier, a refresher course always helps. So it's nice to know that we have a person who's so approachable at Wilfrid Laurier. The first thing I'm going to do is to inform your school that if you are interested in Wilfrid Laurier, please contact Eva so that, you know, they get questions answered straight from, you know, somebody they can really relate to. Thank you so much on behalf of Mrs. Osman and the entire Ilium team. And you will be getting a lot of queries from us and our team. So just be patient with us.
Thank you.
We hope we'll be able to work together and create a synergy. Thanks so much.
So Miss Nalini, can you just show your face and make your friends are all here so you can say.
Thank you so much, Eva. That was a wonderful, wonderful presentation. So in depth, I must say you've covered all aspects of studying at Wilfrid Laurier University. I'm very, very impressed, and you're already a star, I must say that. And of course, I mean, so many things at one time. So I'm sure we will continue to have questions, and we will definitely, you know, reach out to you if we need any support. And I would like to thank everyone who's here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining in, you know, day after day, every evening with us and spending your valuable time with us. Thank you very much. And
Thanks
have a great evening. Thank you, Eva.
Thank you. And Miss Hazel, bring it home. We have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Karuna. And Eva, absolutely a delight to hear. It really reminds us of one full circle. We all are in the recruitment, international education. And when we see a young person like yourself who started this journey some years ago, and when we see you so successful in your life, it speaks of the quality education. You're a great ambassador for Wilfrid Laurier University, and it was just delightful to hear what the university offers. I really hope all our colleagues who were present this morning or evening or afternoon, wherever they are from different parts of the world, have taken away something or a lot. You know, there was something for everyone. And since we did have students as well, I'm hoping that it was a comfort for them, because when they're making their choices, it's sometimes so much of an unknown. So really your presence, Eva, is a stamp of that, of the job that we do day in and day out. Thank you so much for your time. Beautifully presented, very informative. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, partners. Thank you, Karuna. I think, you know, it's been just wonderful working with you, Karuna, even though I work with you day in and day out, but especially at the events level, keeping our very events with our university partners so lively and engaging. And thank you so much for your leadership right through these last 15, 18 days that we've spent together, and my colleagues at Ilium team. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day, great morning, great evening. Thank you once again.
Thank
you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you all.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.